how to make it smaller or bigger, as you wish. I'm knitting it using 100% camel hair, and I'm using 2 strands of yarn available in my shop, and you can find it following the link. Let's begin. First of all, we need to take the knitting needles, size number 5. I'm using circular knitting needles, you can take the straight. Also, we use the 2 strands of camel hair yarn, and we cast it on 110 stitches in total, which contained 108 stitches plus 2 edge stitches. Here we go, 110 stitches in total on. Now we begin working the 3x3 rib. So we start with 1 edge stitch, take it over to the next knitting needle, 3 knit, work 3 stitches at knit, and 3 stitches as purl. Here we go, and repeat the same till the end of the row, and the last stitch will be edge stitch. Okay, that's completed, and now we need to repeat the same pattern 3x3 rib for the next 24 rows. So carry on working 3 knit, 3 purl, repeating till the end of the row for the next 24 rows. Okay, once it's completed, we will need to move on and split our work into 3 main pieces. 2 side pieces will be just the purls, and the middle part will contain our main pattern. And let's begin. Here we do the 1 edge stitch and then 38 purls. 1, 2, 3, and so on. 38. Purls completed, and we're ready to move to the first cable, the small cable. This cable will be repeating every right side row. So we take 1 stitch and put it behind work, and 1 knit. Then we're returning the stitch from the additional needle and work it knit again. Next one, we put 1 stitch on the additional needle in front of work and knit. Then return the additional needle stitch back to our main needle and also make it knit. Here we go. That's 1 completed. Now we do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 stitch as pearls, and then for the main cable we just need next 16 stitches. They all 16 should be neat. Then we do another 4 pearl to frame this main cable, 4 pearls, and then we need to repeat the small cable. Do the same what we did for the first small cable. So we need to put 1 stitch on behind the work on additional needle, knit the next one, return the first one on the main needle and knit again. And then next one on additional needle in front of work, knit next one, return the first one back and knit it again. Here we go. After that we need to do another 38 pearls, exactly what we did in the beginning of the row, to make it look symmetrical. So 38 pearls and 1 edge stitch in the end of the row. This is the right side. For the wrong side, we're gonna work everything how it should be. So all neat stitches for the wrong side will look pearls. All pearls for the pearls made on the right side for the wrong side will look neat. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So this is the beginning of our wrong side row. 1 edge, and then you can see the next stitch look like it's gonna be neat, isn't it? It look neat. Therefore, now we need to do 38 neat stitches. You can see on the other side it's all pearls, and now we work it the opposite for the wrong side. It's always the case for the wrong side. All your neats will look pearl, and all your pearl will look neat. So now we just work it through 38 of them. So now you can see the next one is gonna be pearl. Pearl, 1, 2, 3, 4, pearl. The next 1, 2, 3, 4. Neat. And then 16, 2, 3, 16 pearls. The 16 pearls represent the main cable, main central cable. So once we're finished with 16 pearls, we start knit 4 stitches again, then another 4 pearls, and then 38 knits. 38 knits and 1 edge stitch. Edge stitch. That's completed. Completed 2 rows now. 2 full rows, one right side, one wrong side. And now we can repeat the same process for another 6 rows. Six more rows completed, 3 on the right side and 3 on the wrong side. In every right side row we did the little cables. As you can see, little cables. We work on every right side. This is how it looks like on the wrong side. As you can see, if it looks the same, we can carry on, and it is gonna be our first big cable cross. So now we do first edge stitch and then 38 pearls. We already know it well. It's 38. Almost there. Now we do the small cable. Crossing stitches for the small cable. Then the second crossing for the small cable. And then 4 pearls. And here we go. We can begin to make a cross for the cross stitch for the cross the stitches for the big cable. For this we need to put 4 stitches on the additional needle, 4 stitches, and we need to put them behind work. And then we knit all next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we return all these 4 stitches from the additional needle, return them back to our working needle. Need to be very careful, so all 4 of them should be returned, otherwise you could be in trouble. So be very careful when you returning them back. And we knit all 4 of them. 4. Okay, that's the first one. For next one, we need to take another 4 stitches on the additional needle, 4 stitches, and leave them in front of work. Then knit the next 4 stitches. Next 4 stitches, returning our 4 stitches from the additional needle. Very careful. And knit all 4 of them. That's how it looks like now. It's completed. And we do all the same action again. 4 pearls, do the small cable, and then 38 pearls and 1 edge stitch. Here we go. No, just 38. 38 pearls and 1 edge stitch. Here we go. First pattern completed. As you can see, we did the first big cable to cross and managed to do a few crosses on small cables. Here we go. Now we need to repeat the same process 3 more times. We repeated the process 3 more times here. You can see it. And now we're ready to do the armholes. And we need to remove 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 stitches. So in total we need to reduce it by 15 stitches on each side. And let's start. Now we start binding off side edge stitches. So we need to bind off 5 stitches at first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stitches. Now we repeat the process all again. So 38 minus 5, 39 minus 5 is 34 stitches. So 1 edge stitch and 33 pearls. And in the end of the row we bind off 1 stitch. It will allow us to make the reducing process more smooth and without harsh edges. So now we need to bind off another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we reduce it by 5. Now we need to follow the same algorithm to reduce it by 4, 3 and 2 stitches on both sides. Here we go. Now we reduce it by 14 on one end and 15 on another end, because I already removed in the beginning of the row. Now we need to do the last big cable crossing. So I already reduced it one stitch by one stitch on this end. And we need to remember remove another stitch on the end of this row as well. And we need to remember do the crossing for the big cable. Now the process is going quicker because we have less stitches in work. We still remember that we need to do the little cables in each right side row. Here we go again. We take four stitches on the additional needle on the back behind the work, then 4 knits, then returning this 4 stitches, knit them, then another 4 in front of work, do 4 knits, then returning this back to working needle and do 4 knits. All the same process again. So we remember that we need to do 2 together in the end of this row. Here we go. 15 stitches on each side removed. Reduce every side reduced by 15 stitches. We did the last cross for the big cable, and now we are ready to now we need to do one more row for the wrong side. Here we go, one more row done, and we can start with the neckline. As you can see, this 8 stitches in the center of this cable, they need to be closed down, bind off. So we need to close or reduce the row by these 8 stitches in one go, and then each side will be completed separately. So we begin with a edge stitch again. Knit all the way again. Do the small cables. Do small cable. And then we start closing down this middle 8 stitches. Easier to see because they're right in the center of the big cable. There we go, we complete the task. Now we separately work right side, right shoulder, and when we complete the right shoulder we bind off and attach yarn to the left shoulder, and we'll repeat all the process from the start. So don't forget to do the small cable. We complete this row, then do the one wrong side row, and in this next right side row we need to reduce the row by 1 stitch. For this purpose we purl 2 stitch together right after the small cable. So we complete the small cable, then purl 2 stitch together, and then carry on purls till the end of the row. As you can see here, after the small cable we purl 2 together, which helped us to reduce it by 1 stitch. We carry on do the same reduction and on every right row. So straight after we did the small cable we need to purl 2 stitch together, and you can see that we have a very smooth and accurate reductions. This is how it looks on the wrong side. Yeah, this is how our reduction look like on the wrong side. We need to reduce stitches until we reach 20 in total on the working needle. So when our shoulder is 20 stitches, this is where we know that we need to stop and stop producing stitches. So it should be 20 in total. As soon as we have 20 stitches on knitting needles, we work for another 5 rows without any reduction. So here we go, 20 stitches on a needle, and we also worked for another 5 rows, and we are ready to bind off. So we need to bind off all 20 stitches. Carry on do the same till the end of the row, until all 20 close down. So now his right shoulder is completed, and we can move on to the next side, to the left shoulder. We attach our yarn here and start from scratch again. So we do one row on the wrong side, and then we repeat our right side. And the difference is here. You can see that once we reach 2 stitches before small cable, once we get there, so as you can see, previously we reduce it after small cable. Now we purl 2 together before small cable. This is the only difference we have here. So we purl 2 together and then process the small cable, and do the same again. So we only purl 2 together in on the right side rows, right before the small cable. That's one completed, and now we need to work all the same until we reach 20 stitches on the needle, and then work for another 5 rows and bind off. That's the final result. That's our front completed. That's our result here. Start the same way as we did a front. So cast on 108 stitches plus 2 side stitches, edge stitches, and work rip 3 by 3 for 26 rows. Once rip pattern completed, we change our pattern and we start purl all the way through the row. So the row number 27, we begin with purl and finish with a purl. So 1 edge stitch, 108 purl and edge stitch, and we work it through for 40 rows. Here we go. That's 40 rows of purl completed, and we're ready to begin with the armholes. So armholes should be done in the same way as we did it with the front. So we reduce by 5 stitches on each side, then reduce by 4 stitches, 3 stitches, 2 stitches, 1 stitches, so 1 stitch. So we in total we need to reduce it by 15 stitches on each side. As you can see, there is no any additional cable or any other different patterns, so it should be quite straightforward. Again, as we did with the front, you reduce it in the end of the row by 1 stitch, then turn over and reduce it by 4, and next time it will reduce 1 in the end of the previous row, then turn over and reduce by 3, and so on. So here we go. We complete the reduction, minus 30 stitches in total, and we have 80 stitches left on the needle. Now we need to work them straight without any reduction for the next 31 rows. So reduction completed, and we work straight for the next 31 rows. Now we complete 31 rows and we're ready to start the neckline. To start the neckline, we need split all our 80 stitches into 3 pieces. So the middle 20 stitches should be bind off in this row. So this row we're working for 30 stitches. 30 stitches work as purl. Here we go. And now we start closing down the next 20 stitches. I close 20 stitches and then we work through next 30 stitches. Work them purls till the end of the row. From now on, we need to complete our shoulders separately. So in this row, when we binding off 20 middle stitches, we carry on working on the left shoulder. Here we go. And then 30 stitches on the left shoulder. So it's 29 plus 1 edge stitch. We complete all this row and now we have the whole work split into 3 main parts. As you can see, it's 2 shoulders and neckline, 3 main parts. Now we just carry on reducing our neckline. For this purpose, we'll need to reduce by 4 stitches, 3 stitches, 2 stitches, and 1 stitch on each side for each shoulder. So on the side of the neckline, we reduce it by 1. As you can see, we reduce by 1 stitch, then turn over and we'll reduce it by another 3. So it will be 4 in total. 1, 2, 3. So total 4. So we carry on working this way, reducing by 1 stitch in the end of the wrong side row and reducing by the rest in the beginning of the right side until we reach the total stitch count of 20 left over on the knitting needle. So as you can see, we're slowly but surely getting our shoulder formed, our left shoulder formed. Keep reducing stitches until you get only 20 stitches left on the knitting needles. 20 left. So that was the last row, and now we bind off all 20 stitches. That's it, our shoulder is completed. We can detach the yarns. As you can see, I keen to leave the long yarn. It's purely because I'm using this yarn to assemble the um, final garment. So I would recommend to leave it long and use it after, because it's better than attach the new yarn for assembly. So the same way, we attach the yarn to the opposite shoulder, to the right shoulder now, and work again the same way. So we'll need to reduce by 10 stitches from the neck side. So we reduce in exactly the same way. So this is a complete back. As you can see, both shoulder completed and all ready for assembly. And assembly, it will be our next step. Okay, both our main pieces are ready. Front side and back. So now we need to assemble them. First of all, I would recommend to start with the shoulder. So we just need to attach shoulders of the back to shoulder of the front. So now we can use one of these long yarn leftovers. Use this yarn to assemble two parts. As you can see, using the tapestry needle, just pass the yarn through the opening and start sewing them together. I'm assembling them using the hidden method. So once it's assembled, you wouldn't be able to see it from the uh, face, from the right side of the garment. You wouldn't see where exactly it's been connected. Now one shoulder is ready, all completed, connected, and now we just need to secure leftover yarns. and still keep them long because we will need to attach some edges using this yarn. For edges, we have to prepare two equal uh, units for our armholes, like you can see here, and also one bigger piece for neckline. To make an armhole piece, we cast on 102 stitches plus 2 edge stitches and work rib 3 by 3 for 7 rows and then bind off. So when they completed, we start attach them to the armhole. First of all, I think it's much more um, comfortable to do that way. So we attach them with the pins, so we know exactly where they're connected to the shoulder, to the armhole, to the body, basically. And then it's just easier to work this way. Once we attach with the pins, then we using tapestry needle, just sew it on. So now you can see this long yarn leftovers was very helpful because now we're using them to attach edge ribbon to the body. So they're attached, both of them. It looks much nicer and smarter. It will hold the shape nicely. And the third part is the neckline. For neckline, you will need to work the ribbon, cast on 120 stitches plus 2 edges, 2 edge stitches, and work ribbon 3 by 3 for 7 rows again. Once it's completed, and you can attach it to the body. Again, I would suggest to attach a ribbon with a pins first. Make sure that it's all nicely spread so it doesn't have any holes anywhere, so it's all nicely attached to the neckline. Stretch it and make sure that they all equally attached to both ends of the neckline. And this is what I used to do to make sure this is in the middle. So I attach this center yarn to the center of our main cable pattern to make sure that it's all balanced and equal and all correctly attached. And then just using tapestry needle, finish the assembling. As you can see, this long yarn leftovers was Very well used. Of course, when you run out of the length of this yarn, you always can attach a new one. But to start with, it's very helpful. I prefer this way. It looks a bit messy in the beginning when you just finish with your parts and they all have all this long yarns all over it. It's not very nice and clean, but you will appreciate it later. So now when everything is attached, we need to get rid of all these leftover yarns. You will find it a lot on the inside of the garment, and we just clean it up using you can use tapestry needle again, or um, crochet hook. It's up to you what is the best work for you, but um, for the long pieces I'm using a tapestry needle because it's in my opinion it's easy, but when you have short yarn left over and you still need to hide it, it's better to do it with a crochet hook. And the shorter pieces just cut. Just before you cut it, you need to make sure that it's fully secured, so you don't want any surprises. You don't want holes popping up on your final piece of clothing. So you need to spend some time hiding your yarn end and make it all nice and clean. And here we go. This is your final result. And your new cable knit vest. This is the back of it. And this is the front. Cute little thing. You can wear with dresses, shirts, t-shirts. Would be great for the office or for everyday use. Here we go. Thank you for watching. And now a little trick I mentioned before. If you want to make this vest, but you think that it's a bit too big for your liking, it's a bit too relaxed and too oversized, you can make it smaller. To make it smaller size, you just need to consider casting on less. For this particular vest, we casting on 108 stitches plus 2 edge stitches. But you can see that we have left quite a few stitches here, which can be reduced. So if you want this vest to be smaller, you need to cast on less. And as you can see, at least 6 stitches on each side can be removed. In this case, if you want this cable needs to be slightly smaller, just a little bit smaller. You can reduce the cast on by 6 stitches. So 3 plus 3, 6 stitches in total. It means you need to cast on 102 stitches plus 2 edge stitches. However, if you want to make it even smaller and suit it size S without being oversized, then I would suggest reduce it by 12 stitches, so 6 stitches each side. It means when you cast on, you need to cast on 96 stitches plus 2 edge stitches. That's it. That's how easy it is to make size bigger or smaller for this vest. I hope you enjoy the course, and I hope you will enjoy your new cable knit vest. See you later.